Hello viewers, in this tutorial we are told to solve this exponential question on the board. We have 2 to the power of 2y plus 2 is minus 9 to the power of 2 power y is equal to minus 2. For us to do this is very simple. What we are going to do here is that we are going to apply the various laws of indices here. To do that, recall that whenever you have a to the power of m plus n is the same thing as a to the power of m times a to the power of n. We are going to use this law to expand this exponent. So our base is 2. So we'll have 2 to the power of 2y for the first one. Then times in the same base, we are having 2 to the power of 2. Then we minus 9 into 2 to the power of y is equal to negative 2. So this is what we got. And you know that 2 to the power of 2 is 4. So we are having 4 into 2 to the power of 2y minus 9 to the power 9 into 2 to the power of y is equal to negative 2. At this stage, you can see that we can express this particular item in the bracket from the laws of exponent that says that a to the power of x, xy this can be the same thing as a to the power of x times y. So it's just the same thing. So all we have to do is that we have 4 into, we can now say from here, we can now say 2 to the power of y all squared because of this 2, because 2 times y is still 2y, nothing has changed. Then you are going to minus 9 into 2 to the power of y is equal to negative 2. At this stage, you can now see that I can now use a letter, let me say x, to be equal to 2 to the power of y, so that I can now plug in the values of x, the x to represent this particular exponent inside. So to do that, you can see I have 4x, because 4 is multiplying x, then this square, minus 9x, because they are the same 2 power y, is equal to negative 2. And this is a typical form of a quadratic equation. So we have to bring in this particular 2 inside, and to do that, we have to add 2 to both sides. So you have it that we have 4x squared minus 9x plus 2 is equal to a 0. And this is a quadratic function. To factorize quadratic equation, we'll multiply the coefficient of x squared to the last term. 4 times 2 is 8. So the next thing is, think of two numbers that once you multiply them together, you are getting a positive 8. And if you add them together, you are getting the middle term, minus 9. When you multiply minus 8 to minus 1, you are getting a positive 8. And when you add minus 8 to minus 1, you are getting a negative 9. So we write it as 4x squared minus 8x minus x plus 2 is equals to 0. We now factorize by grouping. So I have 4x squared. I'm trying to group 8x in the same group. Then plus, I'll now group minus x plus 2 in the same group equal to a 0. Then the next thing we are going to do is to factor the common term 4x. If I factor 4x, which is common, I'm left with x minus 2. Then in this stage, I factor out a negative 1, which is common, minus 1. What is left? X is left. And if you factor minus 1, you are just having a minus 2 is equals to 0. So since these two brackets are the same, we now pick the factor 4x minus 1, this one, in the same group into x minus 2 is equal to a 0. So since you've gotten this, you can now see that these two brackets multiply to give 0. That means 4x minus 1 is equals to 0. To make x subject of the formula here, you have that 4x is equal to 1 because 1 will cross the equality sign. We'll divide through by 4 and divide through by 4. If I divide through by 4, my x is equals to 1 over 4. Now, the second bracket, I have x minus 2 should also be 0, meaning that if minus 2 crosses the equality sign, we have x to be equal to 2. If you have our x to be equal to 2, then x is 2 and x is 1 over 4. Recall that we said that 2y squared is equal to x. That means for the first equation, when x is 2, meaning that 2 to the power of y, plug in the value of x to be 2 is equals to 2. This means 2 power 1. So since the bases are equal, the powers are equal, meaning that one of the solutions for y is that y can be 1. Then for the next one, we have that 2 to the power of y is equal to a quarter. And a quarter can be expressed as 2 to the power of y is equal to 4 to the power of negative 1, applying the law of exponent. Okay, since you have this, 2 to the power of y is equal to 4 is 2 squared, because of this negative, minus 2. Then the bases are the same, meaning that the powers are the same. That means y is equal to negative 2. So y is negative 2 and y is what? 1. Please like, comment, and share for more. Bye.